Let me just be clear and state for the girls, I stopped watching halfway through the third quarter because it was getting awfully non-canon. And if Mikal Bridges isn't going to play, I don't feel like I should have to watch, but that's not here nor there. Welcome back to Nets Republic. You know, the actual NBA season is really coming upon us rather quickly. I mean, I didn't really realize until just the other day, how fast we're almost on the shenanigans. But time itself feels like it's just warping on by. I literally feel like we were all just playing this a couple days ago, but now here we are, an entirely new year. Some behind the scenes shenanigans, if you will. I've got a solo concert coming up, at this Halloween party thing, and my band's gonna be there to observe, am I gonna be able to scream properly for a full set or whatever. So it's just me experimenting and seeing if I can scream for an entire show or whatever before we go on tour next summer, but that's not here there. But yeah, that just snuck up on me. And as the day kept going by, I was like, wow, next week is the end of October. And then I started putting more stuff together, and I was like, ah gaga, wait a minute, the season is next week too. So I don't know how it is that life just lifed that quickly, but here we are. I took almost a week's vacation next week from work, so I might not have a voice, but I'll be covering the games. But that's not here or there. I have no excuse because I'm not working, but that's not here or there. Let's get to the actual shenanigans and the nitty gritty, if you will, and then I'll do a quick video game haul. I got some cool stuff from GameStop earlier today that I'll be saving with you. I've made videos on 2 other channels today, and I'm choosing to share it with y'all. So there you go. So stay tuned for the end of the video if you care about that. Anyway, the Nets went out there, and I believe we lost to the Sixers, but it's again, none of it is canon. This is just filler stuff, James Harden obviously didn't play. Joel Embiid didn't play. And that's really all we care about in terms of the Sixers. Anyone else on that team? Don't know them, don't care. So it's just it was we were just playing for the sake of playing. It felt like more of a scrimmage, and the Nets sure acted like it was a scrimmage with no Mikal Bridges out there, which they had this segment of him playing every single game, and yet I'm watching a game that he's not playing. And again, I understand for the 9 millionth time that it's not canon, it's preseason, but wouldn't that include every single game? So if he's not playing a preseason game, especially when he just played the last 2, doesn't that count as him not playing a game? It was the same thing as that time where they got traded, him and Cam Johnson got traded, and they didn't play that first game, but it just magically didn't count. The technicalities for this is getting a little despicable. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's Roman Reigns hasn't been penned in 4 years. But he gets penned once, but he's still the champion, so it's an active streak. Everybody wants to be Undertaker so bad, but that's not here nor there. In my book, this counts as him not playing a game, but that's not here nor there. Don't let him hear you say that. But they went out there, and they were getting slapped around by a bunch of nobodies. It was Tobias Harris, Tyrese Maxey, and a gang of merry men and individuals I've never heard of, and they were just blowing us off the floor. Now, keep in mind, if we are keeping this chronological, this is 24 hours removed from the Liberty winning that pivotal game 3. So you're going to go out there and embarrass yourself. It's just... I thought it was disgusting. And what I was noticing is something that I kind of predicted from Jacques Vaughn. Jacques was doing this, thing where he's trying to do, where he's Jacques Vaughn is going to keep his hands folded like this, his arms crossed like this, and they're going to play like trash, but he's not going to call the early timeout because he wants to make sure that they figure it out on their own. Or he fell asleep with his eyes open. I mean, you pick which one it is, but that's not even there. So Jacques was just standing there watching the Nets just flounder and flounder. But what specifically happened that made my eyebrow bounce up just a teensy bit, if you will, just a teensy bit, if you will, is the fact that Ben Simmons had like 25 turnovers in the first quarter. And who do they pull first? Cam Johnson. And who did they put in? Lonnie Walker. And if I did not tell y'all this last video, I'm telling you this is the direction they're cooking. This is the direction they're pushing. That's the direction it's going to go. It is somehow Cam Thomas's fault that Ben Simmons doesn't know how to pass the ball and is literally running away from the ball. If he doesn't make the decision that he's going to run in with the ball and attempt to score on his own, he don't want to cut, he don't want to catch, he wants nothing to do with it. He literally runs from the ball. People try to pass him the ball back and he's sprinting in the other direction trying to play D. He done already gave up on his own offensive assignments. But when Ben Simmons is out there screwing up, getting as many turnovers as his jersey number, it's Cam Thomas that gets subbed out for Lonnie Walker. Did I not predict this? Literally, literally last video. Literally last video, I told you this was what was going to happen. And immediately Lonnie comes in, he starts playing the defense, he starts hoisting a bunch of threes, doing the 3-and-D shenanigans that Jacques Vaughn is trying to preach and trying to push. But lo and behold, what happened is the thing that always happens when the Nets get down and they get slapped around and there are defensive breakdowns and offensive breakdowns. Ben Simmons doesn't know what he's doing. Spencer Dinwiddie's not really doing much of anything. It gets to the point where everyone has given up. Nobody really cares. And they just give Cam the ball. If I've been saying Johnson, I apologize. They give Cam Thomas the ball, and all of a sudden he turns into a bucket. Because if you just want him to stand in the corner and shoot threes, it doesn't work like that because he is a scorer. You gotta let him get in his bag. And he was getting it off ISO plays. They ain't drawing nothing for Cam. He's getting it off ISO. Just taking folks over and over and over, hitting the threes, getting the pull-ups, hitting the fadeaways, getting the layups. And it was a situation of he was trying to get it within the Ben Simmons centered and engineered offense, but the refs weren't calling fouls and he's just getting smacked around. So eventually when it was bum time and we were down by 30, Cam just said, okay, time to go back to what I normally do. ISO City. ISO City. He went to Karis LeVert offensive lane and never came back. And at the exact same time, you saw blankety blank. Can't say it because we own Nets Republic. You see blankety blank Patrick Beverley, which I for the life of me, I don't know how Carmelo Anthony has retired and is not allowed back in the league. But we got Patrick Beverley still. Like Alfred Payton can't get on a team, but we got insanity, but that's neither here nor there. You got Patrick Beverley barking at the wrong one. He literally tries to smack the ball away from Claxton for absolutely no reason whatsoever. To no avail, I might add. To absolutely no avail, I might add. Because he tried to slap the ball, but it ain't come out of Clax's joint because it's Claxton. So Claxton walks right up to him, and he hits the Nicki Minaj shuffle. He's like, do we have a problem? Pat ain't got nothing to say. So Claxton says, oh, you want to play that game? So not only does he just start, taking on the personal challenge of guarding Patrick Beverley, which, again, stopping Patrick Beverley from scoring is not really the accomplishment you think it is, but Clax, right? Blocking his shots, staring him down, all that stuff, right? But he starts going on an offensive tear. Claxton starts rolling to the basket with reckless abandon. He starts taking the ball himself, doing spin moves, hitting floaters, getting the crazy jelly shots, dunking on folks. I am just waiting for the part where we all come to the agreement and come to the conclusion. Give Claxton the ball, give Cam Thomas the ball, and get out the way. And you saw what happened. Once they started getting in their bag, all of a sudden, Royce O'Neal can hit a shot again. all of a sudden, Finney Smith can hit a shot again. Like, I'm telling you, there's something to it. And some people want to try and, like, give the credit to Ben Simmons because of a couple of these, like, crazy passes he had or whatever. But let's talk about how some of these passes. He comes down the court and does the LeBron Magic Johnson, like you feel me? The no-look passes to just a random area on the court, and he's assuming someone's there, but it's not for the automatic pull. Ben Simmons wants the hockey assist. You're gonna no-look a hockey assist, you bum? Like, are we supposed to be impressed by that? Now, one of them shots he set up, where he's coming down the court, he's got Royce behind him, and he just bounces that joint back, and Royce just immediately hits the pull-up three. I ain't gonna lie, that was pretty cool. But most of the time, like, I'm just not impressed. I am just not impressed by it. And y'all know I like Ben Simmons. Y'all know I support Ben Simmons. But it's just like when Buddy is messing up to this degree and we're still sitting there wiping his booty pipe as if he's doing something, I'm just not with you on that, and I'm sorry. I love the defense. I love the intensity. I love the fact that he was out there every now and again, doing the calm down, guys. But when the score is consistently we're down 20, I am not impressed by your leadership skills because clearly something's not clicking. We can't look to Jacques Vaughn to save us in these situations. You are, for all intents and purposes, the coach of the team, so you need to step up and make this equate to winning. Remember when we did the winning time? You feel me? It's winning time. It's time for this stuff to start to matter. And I don't care if you're down 35 in the first quarter. If we are really the competitive team that we are preaching to be, which we're not, but that we are preaching to be, then you got to step it up, and this needs to start equating to wins. Oh, it's preseason. Oh, it's preseason. Oh, it's preseason. I am trying to tell you that what happens in the preseason is what we can look forward to. And you can sit there and say I'm being overly negative and that there's positive takeaways. When does the positive takeaways correlate to wins? Because I'm telling you, I'm watching the Hawks at the same time, and it doesn't matter what lineup they throw out there, Quinn Snyder got them running like a well-oiled machine. That's my well-oiled machine dance. Other teams are out here getting dubs even when it's scrub time, even when their stars don't play. So what's the difference between them and us? Why can't we just say, hey, I know it's preseason, it doesn't matter, but let's just win to win, right? If we are going into games, regardless if it's canon or not, having the mentality of, oh, it doesn't matter, that's building poor habits. And I'm telling you, if they are going into games actively trying to win, they are doing a terrible job. You can blow out a team that, okay, oh God, I can't make Israel jokes. If you are blowing out a team that is not in the league, we'll just call it that, because any joke I make, we're getting canceled. If you can blow out a team, God, even my word choice right now is a little wild. If you can beat by a lot of points a team that is not even in the league, and you want to beat your chest on that, but whenever you play actual NBA talent, you coming out looking like bums, and we're playing the potential game, and we're playing the, oh, here's the key takeaway games. How about a dub? Is it too much to ask to win a game in the preseason? Is that too much to ask? Oh, but Sever, tomorrow it's going to be different. They're going to play for real. Why weren't they playing for real the first two games? And I'm looking at the preseason records that they're throwing out there, and they're saying we're 0-1. Well, now we're 0-2. So that game against Israel or whoever doesn't really count. So that was like super duper not canon, which, I mean, like, this is literally some Naruto stuff. I didn't even know that was possible. It's so not canon, they won't put it in the filler of a game, I guess. That's not getting in the next Ninja Force game or something like that. Like, I don't know. I never heard about that. I've never heard of a non-canon game. That's different. Because at that point, I'm literally asking, why am I watching? Why am I being forced to watch then? There's too much good basketball on right now. We got the WNBA Finals. Every other team has interesting storylines, and I'm missing it because I'm watching the Nets. And you're telling me we're watching stuff that's super-de-duper not canon, and then the games that are canon but not super not canon, they're not even going to try to win. You can call it taking your lumps, but we're not talking about a championship organization that's trying to bounce back and repeat and win again and win again and win again. We're talking about a Brooklyn Nets team that's basically a brand new team with an alleged defensive identity, but we're constantly down 20. And if I am to expect nothing, then so be it. But the way they be talking, they keep throwing this catch-all out there of, oh, well, look at Denver. No one expected them. Look at Denver. No one expected them. Yeah, Denver's got a championship, though, you know? They might be the new 2011 Mavericks, sure, but they got a championship. Don't put yourself in that conversation. Like, let's lower the expectations a little bit. How about we light our own beam in Brooklyn, right? Why don't we be the cutesy story of the season that gets eliminated in the first round by a contender, right? Why don't we be this year's Sacramento Kings? And if we're not ready for that, and I need to look at this as like Magic Rebuild 345 since Dwight Howard left, then by all means, I'm here for it. We can tank for whoever. But if the idea is to be competitive, I'm not seeing the competitiveness. But you know what? You know what? I will continue to look for things that I will never get. I will continue to not know peace as a Brooklyn Nets fan. It is what it is. This is what I signed up for, apparently. I just want y'all to let me know when I'm supposed to start taking this seriously. Because apparently I'm overreacting, so y'all let me know when to start taking it seriously. If it's not during preseason, is it during the first week of the season? Is it during the first month of the season? Is it Thanksgiving? Is it Christmas? Is it Valentine's Day? Is it the trade deadline? Is it the All-Star break? Y'all let me know when I'm supposed to take this seriously. Because right now, I'm looking at a team that don't look the hottest. And if y'all want to sit there and say, oh, but Mikal didn't play, what did you expect? They didn't have Harden and Embiid. We were blown out by a G League team. Oh, but Sever, if you don't have any confidence in them, then what do you want from them? Why even watch? I've told y'all a million times what I want. Give the ball to Cam, give the ball to Claxton, and let's just sit Claxton, and let's just see what happens. Obviously, Mikal needs to be out there as well to make it a little bit more competitive, but let's just see what that does. I have no issue watching those two throw up empty stats all season because at least it's entertaining and it's building towards something. But if you want to punish Cam Thomas because Ben Simmons doesn't know how to pass the ball, I don't know what else I can do but slander, because that's the only way I can hit back. Let me know your thoughts down below, because I'm going to see you again tomorrow. So they don't, well, maybe not tomorrow because the Liberty plays. So, you know, obviously a finals game has more of a priority than a preseason Nets game. So I'll see y'all either tomorrow or Thursday to talk about whatever it is we do. But that's not either there. Hopefully this is the part where they actually care. You know? Like, cue the first track of Kelly Clarkson's new album. Just, can I skip this part? You know what I mean? But that's not either there. Anyway, rant over. As promised, let me show you the haul. I done got some things. Yeah, I done got some things. Now, you see, the cool thing about the PS5 is they play PS4 games. It's actually backwards compatible, and they're not just lying to us this time around, but that's not here or there. So, check this out. Day one edition You hear me? I don't know if this is like a New Japan thing. I have no idea. I just saw Kenny Omega, and I was like, you know what? The kid is purchasing, but that's not here nor there. It's like the little like sprite joint or whatever. And you can make a character, and I'm excited about it. I just hope that it's not a game with only 4 characters in it, because I'm going to be a little bit upset. I'm going to be honest with you. But I'm gonna be going crazy on this. I'm going to be honest with you, but that's not here or there. There's going to be nothing but V-triggers coming from this media room, but that's not here or there. And then I got Final Fantasy 15. Now, they are both the Day 1 edition. I don't know what that means, to be honest with you. Maybe that means someone pre-ordered it and then returned it. I don't know. I just know GameStop was having like a buy 2 used games, get 1 free. The other game I got was for my fiance. They got like a Fire Emblem something. I don't know. I don't keep up with that, but that's not here or there. But yeah. I finally jumped in and got me a Final Fantasy game. Now, is it the one that is turn-based? I sure hope so. Because if it's just a normal JRPG, I'm gonna be like, oh, I don't want to do this, and I just wait. But it was $2, so it's like, you know what I mean? It was discounted so heavily. It was $2, so I was like, you know, why not, right? You know, and also I'm really excited because according to Ramon, the new Digimon season is finally dubbed. So I gotta check that out. But that's like in a queue of things I have to watch. Like I'm about to finish regular show, and then I gotta watch Mike Tyson mystery something, because there is a pigeon on there that is very out of pocket, and I need to see the context behind that. But that's not here or there. No, it's a wild setup. But then I'm gonna watch Digimon, but that's not here or there. That's the sauce of what it is that I'm doing off camera. But that's not here and there. Make sure you check out tomorrow on the Local W my coverage of Game 4. A winner go home for the Liberty. You know, if they're able to pull it out with no Chelsea Gray and other person whose name I don't know, you know, incredible push for Game 5 in Vegas. So, you know, tune in to see my coverage of that if you want to see me eat my words some more. Or if they mess around and lose, y'all might not want to watch that one, but that's not either there. And obviously, subscribe to Nets Republic, because it's about that time for, you know, new Nets stuff. It's about that dang on time. I haven't said that on camera in years, but that's not either there. Anyway, hope you're having a good day. And hope Jacques Vaughn gets fired. And yeah. See y'all later.